Welcome to the Risk Forever channel guys, channel which shares the most relevant tips and tricks on how to win at Risk, and improve your rank in no time. Subscribe to the channel and you won't even see how fast you will become so much better at Risk. Push that notification bell to see new videos first. This is your host Champion Ever. And today we are playing 4-player fixed card game on classic Risk map. Settings, Alliance is on. Balance blitz dice rolls in 60 seconds per turn. This time I'm playing on my alternative account called Annette Alvarez 11, master rank at the time of recording. And my opponents are 3 master rank players as well, blue, yellow and orange. How do you think it will go for me this time? I think it will go very well guys. I'm the first player to get a continent and plus I'm planning to expand to North America. But anyways, wish me best of luck as always guys. Select one of the players and root for them. May the best player win. I've got South America early in the game and I'm really happy about it. Originally it was the yellow player who's supposed to get a continent first, but unfortunately the 5 versus 2 blitz roll in Australia didn't go well for him. And to be honest, it was so risky for him to do that blitz roll. 5 versus 2 blitz roll doesn't have very good odds to win. You should attack 2 troops with 7 if you want to be guaranteed to win when you play with balanced blitz. But the thing isn't about it, the thing is that after the yellow player failed the blitz roll, some other player could have decided to go for Australia. But the yellow player got lucky that nobody of them have decided to do so. So he should be happy that he plays with master rank players and not dumb no Australia, no win novices. But who knows? I might have spoken too soon. As the blue player has a big army near to Australia, so he might try clearing out the yellow player out from it and taking Australia for himself, especially if he has a 10 troop set at 3 cards. That would probably be very dumb, but you never know what can you expect from the other players, even at master rank. So we will see how it goes. We will find out whether the blue player is Australia addict, or not, whether he will go for Australia, or differently be satisfied of getting other continent. And yeah, it seems he came up with a smart decision to go for Europe. Well, good for him. And not too good for the other players that he got a big continent early. Meaning that if nobody invades him, then he will become the strongest player and will have enough troops to take one of us out. Meaning that most likely the blue player will have the most influence to the game, so if nobody attacks him, then it's better for me to be friends with him too. I wouldn't like that the player who he potentially decides to take out from the game would be me. Or of course, I could have attacked him if I wanted, but why to actually fight with another opponent when you have the same number of troops as him? That would potentially make both of us weak, and other 2 players would get a huge advantage over us. Plus not sure, the orange player doesn't add any troops next to my border, what is on the one hand good, but on another one it makes the access for the blue player to invade my continent if he wants to. So yeah, I would rather not fight blue. As first of all, it's unnecessary as the balance of the game is sustained. Even though the blue player will become quite stronger than any other player, he will still not have enough troops to take all of us out. He will only afford to take one of us out. That is on the one hand bad, as that player could be me, but on the other hand not necessary he decides to take one of us out, so by attacking the blue player, I would just do a dirty work benefiting the 2 other players, and at the same time getting disadvantage against them. And finally, I have some plans to go for North America, so if I actually capture and successfully hold it, then I won't have to worry about the blue player anymore. Differently, the blue player and the other players too will have to worry about me. But yeah, as you can see the blue player is smart, sees that and prevents me of capturing North America by putting his army to Greenland instead of keeping it on Iceland. So yeah, I don't know, maybe I won't even go for North America anymore. As I wouldn't like that the player that he would be the most annoyed of would be me, as remember, he will be the strongest and be able to take one of us out. Well, I could still go for North America and try to intimidate him to pull that army back or even blitzing it, but if I move out my biggest army out of South America, then the blue player will be able to easily invade and capture it for himself, as the orange doesn't add any troops next to my border which could possibly protect me against blue. Well, I mean if the blue player would move into South America, then I could take over Europe. Maybe. But the thing is that I see that the yellow player is expanding in Asia, so he might try to capture and successfully hold it. So in that case, if it turns out to be that the orange player is very passive and wouldn't attack yellow into Asia, then I would probably have to attack the yellow player by myself. So summing everything up, I decided that I will rather be a passive, isolated player and don't participate in any upcoming bigger conflicts. I will let players deal with themselves. Well, of course I will help someone to attack other player if needed, if that player becomes too strong. But I really see that it's very unlikely to happen. It's a very low chance that these three players wouldn't be able to balance each other anytime soon. So instead of unnecessary fighting with someone, I will rather be satisfied of having South America only and use good old South American turtle strategy. But yeah, on the other hand I know that I will be the weakest player. As the orange player gets one troop more than me having Africa, and the yellow player gets one troop than me too having lots of territories, he will capture the 15th territory soon, and then will be getting even 2 more troops than me. So yeah, at the end I could be that player the blue player decides to take out, assuming the yellow player won't get Asia. But yeah, that I know also, is that the yellow player is probably bringing a lot of the players' attention to himself by trying to expand to Asia. So the players will most likely be focused and worried about him, and that is actually good to know. And also the fact that the blue player doesn't add his troops to one big army, but differently, he has different multiple armies and guards Europe properly. And that actually means that he doesn't have any plans to take someone out, so I shouldn't be worried as much as I was. And to be honest, the blue player isn't even that stronger comparing to other players like I thought he will be. So yeah. The orange player is just being passive and puts his troops to one big army in Africa using the African turtle strategy. The yellow player is focused on taking Asia, and the blue player most likely wants to prevent the yellow player of capturing it, since he builds an army in Kamchatka, or maybe he just wants to stay as the strongest player by having a lot of territories in North America and preventing the blue player to sneak into here. He probably wouldn't like that the yellow player would become as strong as him. So yeah, nothing to worry about for me at all, I guess. The orange player isn't a threat for me at all, and the yellow and blue players will be busy with each other. Well, kinda wish the blue player would move out his troops from North America and add them to Ukraine or so. So I could go for North America and potentially become the strongest player. So with the blue player moving his troops out, and with the orange player being passive, the only issue would become the yellow player, who I could deal with too, either making an alliance or strongly guarding against him. And then after multiple turns I would probably take one of the players out, either yellow or orange, as the blue player would be still having many troops. So yeah, that person most likely would be orange, as first of all he would be weakest, second of all, he is using the same turtling strategy like me, doing nothing, staying very passive. There's a chance that he made the alliance with every and each of the players, or even if he didn't, he still is being very likable by all of the players. Nobody invades him even though he doesn't guard at all. So it would be the best for me if he gets eliminated first. It would be much easier for me to play with 2 aggressive players who, it seems, already don't like each other too much. That's right, I'm talking about yellow and blue. Nothing really big happened between them yet, but I really see some potentially bigger conflict going between them soon. While they both keep splitting armies in Asia at the same time, they're really annoying each other. Well, I would like to hope so that they annoy each other. You can never know what's on the other players' minds, maybe they are perfectly fine with each other, who knows. And wow. We finally see some bigger action going from the orange player. He took down one of the yellow player's armies, probably because he doesn't really like the fact that the yellow player is going for Asia. But do I think it was a smart decision for the orange player to do so? No, not really at all. There it seemed a conflict between yellow and blue already was about to start, so why to get involved as well, especially being quite weak, rather than just simply letting them deal with each other by themselves alone. And the thing was, that yellow and blue had around the same number of troops, so there was totally no purpose to make someone weaker. For players to fight, it's better that they would be equally strong, so they would consider and wouldn't be afraid to attack each other. But when you start attacking one of the two stronger players when it's necessary at all, then you could just make that player to consider become passive and do turtling, so in that case very much likely for the game to drag out, to end up in a stalemate situation. And wow, it seems the orange player will be very desperate to take Australia from yellow. But the question is just why? If he continues crushing a lot of yellow's troops, then the blue player is really going to get a huge advantage being the strongest player. So I have no idea at all, what does the orange player want to achieve by that? And to be honest, the blue player is being even more of the threat than the orange player. So don't know, we'll see guys. It seems the yellow player got really mad. And wow, just don't say that the yellow player is suiciding. Yeah. I thought that he will be much smarter player than orange. But oh well. I'm not totally sure, but I think the game was just given away for the blue player. Well, in any case I won't be done by leaving my army blocked, so in case the blue player takes both of the players out, then he won't be able to use multiple continent strategy against me, gaining lots of advantage. Yeah, I think the blue player can just completely take both of the players out, and then getting the advantage by blitzing my armies. Well, he might miss this opportunity and the game continues. Well no, he is taking both of the players out. So the game is over. The best I can expect that he will be as strong as me after taking both of the players out. But no, actually I already see that he will be quite stronger. So the only way for me to beat blue, if he plays the endgame very terribly, which I really doubt. So I think I will just have to accept the fact that I lost. But before that, I will still try my best. You can never know what dumb decision some of the players can make. Let's blitz blue's biggest army. Yeah, I didn't get a very magical blitz roll which would have saved my life. So yeah, unless the blue player isn't very smart, the game is totally over for me. Terrible situation for me. Yeah, he just did the same thing I am expected to do. But don't go away yet, because we will check my rank as always. For the second place, I should still rank up, finishing above 2 masters. That's right. At least I can be happy about it. If you guys enjoyed watching this video, then I would recommend checking some of these out as well. Watching more videos will help you to progress so much faster.